In the world of mountain bikes, Pivot Factory Racing's Ed Masters is among the standouts. But until 2019, the hilarious Kiwi was known more for his off-track presence than his race results. He's not shy of the camera, and his witty, charismatic personality always provides fans with heaps of entertainment. The 2019 season changed that for Ed, and he cracked open the mythical world of racing, bagging consistent results in both the EWS and World Cup downhill. And he did it while remaining true to himself and keeping it light. But beneath the light-hearted, fun-loving attitude and growing success on the racetrack lay a bunch of great ideas. These include giving junior racers and privateers better opportunities to make it in the sport. Should the UCI return to the top 80 again? And how are the privateers affected by the cut to the top 60 in an increasingly competitive race scene? What about teams needing to have a junior rider in order to be eligible for points? These types of things are what Ed's more serious side ponders. So how does someone go from mocking enduro to being in the running for the world title in the space of a few years? And how did a fun-loving Kiwi turn the sport he loves into a career, something he confesses never planning on? Ed opens up about his experiences, how he approaches the races, the difference between World Cup downhill and the Enduro World Series, and the future. I'm AJ Barlas, welcome to the 4th episode of the NSMB podcast and my conversation with Ed Masters. Hey guys, AJ here with NSMB, and we are in Whistler about to have a chat with Ed Masters. Ed or Eddie?
We'll go Ed.
Ed?
Yeah, my mum and dad don't really like Eddie, so yeah, I get called Ed.
Okay, we'll go with Ed Masters.
Yeah.
You've been all over the place lately, hey?
Yeah.
How long have you been in Whistler for?
Got to Whistler last Sunday, straight after Val de Sol.
Straight from
Yeah,
it?
we basically finished the race, drove to the airport and flew here and got here on Sunday.
Yeah.
So I've been here just over a week now. And but keeping a low profile leading up to the Enduro because, Whistler's extra activities don't really lend itself to performing an Enduro if you're going out. So, yeah. But, no, I've been enjoying it. Whistler's sick. I love coming here, right?
And you did a day in Squish as well?
Yep. Went to Squamish and did the pink black hot lap on the ancient free ride bike, which was sick.
Sweet. So you've been travelling the world for how long now doing this?
The first year I went overseas was 2012, but I kind of just went over for a bit of a holiday. So I came to Whistler for 3 months that year and raced a few World Cups that year as well. And then 2013 did the full privateer Banzacking in Europe. And then just been pretty much on the road since then. Yeah, so this would be, what is it, the 7th summer? Or 7th year on the trot?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were you privateering for a long time? Is Pivot the first major deal?
No, I did Bergamot.
Bergamot.
Yeah, so after 2013, kind of set up my own team, running with Bergamot, backing it, and did that for 4 years. And then on my second year with Pivot. So yeah, so I did 2 years full privateering.
Yeah.
And then the Bergamot was a bit of a mix of privateering and factory support. Yeah. Uh-huh. But they were footing the bill, so it was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess that was kind of what you're on now with Bernard, hey? You were running that team.
Yeah. So I was doing basically what Bernard does now. Yeah, but I don't miss it. Yeah. I think he's a bit more better at the management side of it than I was. Yeah, we used to freestyle it pretty hard.
Let's go back before privateers then. You grew up in New Zealand. I don't remember, maybe I didn't follow the results well enough over there, but I don't remember seeing much.
No, I race as a junior. I've just been racing for ages, really.
Yeah.
And I was national champ for juniors. I raced the Worlds in Rotorua.
Right.
But and then when I finished juniors, I wasn't really that fast, so I never really thought of going overseas.
Right.
And then I went to uni. But then when I finished, just as I was finishing uni, is when Freecaster was on, and that kind of you could watch the World Cups and see all your mates Brooke and that were all riding.
Yeah.
So it kind of sparked a little bit of interest to go and have a crack, and then here we are.
So you went How did juniors you figured you'd go to school?
Yeah, well, I hate working. So I was like, I'm either going to have to get an apprenticeship or go to uni, and uni seemed way easier and more fun than going to work. So yeah, I did 4 years in Dunedin. And at that time was Justin Leov was living in Dunedin. Oh, right. So his dad and him would always be riding. So then I ended up just like for 4 years I was riding loads of downhill. Right. And that's kind of like would have helped a lot.
Yeah, you feel like you got a lot out of that.
Yeah, just like riding with fast dudes and like, yeah. So I was like, it's not like I went to uni and stopped riding completely. I was riding heaps. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then as soon as I finished my degree, I was like, okay, I'll go race a few World Cups, see what it's like. Yeah. And got the bug.
Got the bug major.
Yeah.
So you did marketing at university?
Yeah.
Was that always the plan, or did you just kind of go in and do whatever?
Oh, I still don't really know what I want to do, so I just like kind of picked out something that was pretty broad. So I did marketing and international business.
Right. International business.
Yeah, international business and Mr. Worldwide. Yeah. It was pretty interesting. Yeah. Like I always had pretty good grades at school, so it wasn't super hard.
Right.
Yeah, and enjoyed all the other stuff that goes on at uni too. It was sick. Yeah, I had a blast.
Where is Dunedin in New Zealand?
It's in the South Island. Yeah, and it's actually a sick town. Like, there's real good surf. You've got like a big hill in the middle of town that you can shuttle.
Right.
On like a normal tarmac road, so it's pretty good for like And then it's kind of notorious for the partying. Yeah. They're called, if you go to uni there, you're called a scarfie, and they burn couches and stuff. Yeah, there's a lot of traditions.
So you burnt some couches?
Yeah. No, it's good fun.
So you came out of that and jumped onto the World Cup as a privateer.
Yeah.
But you just did the European sort of leg of it that year? Did you do the whole thing?
Yeah, so I kind of finished uni, and then I had a job trail building for like 6 months, so I could save like a decent block of cash pretty quickly. So then I was like, so I went and did 4 World Cups that year. Didn't qualify any. Yeah. I was just way out of my depth. I thought I was like going to be sick, and I wasn't. I sucked. But I kind of like figured out what I needed to do so when I went back the next year, it was a lot easier. But
it's probably always the case, eh? Like, even talking to Kai Ahern this morning about jumping up to elites next year, he was like, "I'm gonna have to try and sort it out." Like, it's not easy.
It is. I think it is real hard, especially for like the juniors. A lot of the teams like sign the juniors only on junior deals, and then like it's a lot of pressure.
Yeah.
To go straight to elite, but and it's like a lot of figuring it out. Yeah, it's not just the riding; it's like everything that goes into it, preparation, and being able to keep you cool.
It's I mean, from the outside looking in, it seems like you would work all that out in juniors, but it's just another level again.
Yeah,
when you get up there.
And the juniors is pretty competitive now, so it is good that they like have to qualify and all that. But just the like qualifying is like such a scary thing.
Yeah, like how hard do you push?
Yeah, and it's just like that's the race because you've got to get into the race.
Yeah.
Yeah, so when you're not protected, it's like it's a lot more stressful. And now that it's only top 60, it's like it's
even more
pretty cutthroat. Yeah, like when it used to be top 80. That 60 to 80 was like a lot of breathing room, but now it's like, you make a big mistake, you can. There's loads of good guys every week who aren't making the cut.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's pretty ruthless.
Do you think it should go back to 80?
I fully do, eh?
Yeah.
Because I was saying like, if you actually like went and analysed, so like let's say you had like the current top 20, there'd be quite a handful of guys who's, let's say their first year racing World Cups. Either they weren't qualifying or they were qualifying in 60 to 80 positions, and now that means they wouldn't be racing.
Right.
And so, like, would they have stuck at it if they weren't qualifying?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think it's just like the 60s, like, a bit too gnarly. And it's like kind of shutting a lot of people out.
Is 70 a happy medium? Or?
Yeah, I just say 80's sweet. Like, they say it's for, like, the time and stuff. But, like, if you ran 30-second gaps, which they do for qualifying, we're only talking 10 minutes. So it's, like, easy to fit it in. But I don't think they will change it anytime. Or they won't go back.
Be a pretty big pill for them to swallow and roll it back.
Yeah, and the UCI is weird. Like, they basically just can make... They just, like, they don't talk to the riders at all.
So that decision wasn't with, like, Greg and... Is it Miriam that's the rider?
Yeah, but the riders' reps aren't really repping. They don't talk to the riders.
Oh,
so, like,
really?
yeah, so it's kind of... The whole system's a bit backwards with how all the... But, yeah, the riders don't really have a say in it. It's kind of bullshit.
Yeah.
But, yeah. So, like, this... A perfect example is, like, right now, the top 5 women in there are allowed to do, like, practice in both practice sessions.
A and B.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's like, how is that fair? Because it's just giving 5 people extra practice.
And they get to see the track deteriorating.
But then, like, so, like, all the girls arrived at the first World Cup this year and found out that there's this new format. And they're like, hey, no one's, like, talked to them about it. So you're just like, yeah. It's kind of random how the rules get passed.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
And they didn't send that out before the World Cup? There was no email or anything?
Nah, I've never ever had an email from anyone about asking for, like, opinions or anything.
What about when they've already set something in place?
Well, they just do it. Yeah.
And you find out at the race?
Yeah. So, like, last year when we arrived at Lozinge, they had, like, changed the start order. So, like, Brooke qualified first but came down 13th.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's just another surprise.
That was confusing as
Yeah. It's just, like, stupid.
That one they rolled back on though, hey, pretty quick.
Yeah.
Next round.
I think it, like, it took a thing. But then, like, they're always just making changes. So, like, at Val de Sol, because of the qualifying results were kind of random with the weather and stuff. But, you know, there's that guy, the Denim Destroyer.
Yeah.
So, like, he qualified 9th, and he wasn't on the live feed. And it's like, the rule, as everyone thought it was that, like, 10 guys, the top 10 would always go in the order.
Yeah.
But then they just, like, kicked him out of the live feed and put some other people in. And it's like...
Random, because Forrest... Was that the one Forrest ended up... The Canadian kid
Forrest
was 4th.
Qualified 4th, yeah.
And he still went down.
Yeah, so he went down. But yeah, they just, like, changed
the jeans.
They
don't like the jeans.
Nah.
And he reckons if he gets sponsored next year, he's still just going to wear jeans.
Yeah, well, he's like... He hasn't kind of come out of nowhere. He's, like, been on the scene for a while.
Yeah.
And he's so, like... he used to ride for Mondraker.
Oh.
And he's ridden for a few teams. But he just seems to do way better on his own program. Yeah.
Guessing you push it a bit more.
Yeah, it's like...
So you went into privateer life. Was that the start of Vansax? Are you the key guy?
No, I wasn't the start of the Vansax. The Vansax were Dave McMillan, Matt Walker. They had a van.
Yeah.
In 2015.
Okay.
And then that's where the name Vansax kind of came from.
Yeah.
But then now it's just kind of like just what everyone calls all us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that must have been the year that you guys were racing down in like floral shirts and stuff like that too.
Yeah.
Upsetting the UCI more.
Yeah. Pissing them off. But yeah, so the Vansax, I guess, it started in 2015.
Okay.
And just been kind of going on like that ever since.
Yeah. So you were actually doing Bergmont at that time.
Yeah, so the first year I did Bergmont in 2014, it was like me, Casey Brown, and Jack Moy.
Yeah.
And then 2015 we had Moya went to Intense, and then we got Rupert Chapman for 2 years. And then in the last year we had Morgan Shah and Reese Wilson. Right. So like we always had good riders. Yeah. And everyone who rode for us did well, so it was good. Yeah.
Good for the team.
Yeah.
No, and then they didn't. Do they still run a team?
Nah. In 2017, like Bergmont were bought by Scott.
Right.
And that kind of like shuffled heaps of stuff up. But I was already like pretty keen to wind down like running the team and just go and try and get a ride as a rider, because I was just kind of getting over it, and it wasn't like It's just like getting stressful when you're just constantly like worrying about like money.
Yeah.
You know, wins. You know, as long as people, if you're not getting paid on time, and you don't have money to like cover, you're just like fuck.
Yeah. What do I do?
Yeah. So like living week to week, but trying to look after like 6 people. Yeah, it's just kind of like I wasn't really enjoying it anymore. Yeah.
So you had mechanics for each rider as well? Is that
Yeah. So then when we kind of like folded the Bergamot team, everyone kind of had organised, like, so Reese had a ride already, so I didn't feel bad like just leaving it. And then the 2 mechanics that we had working for us now work for us on Pivot.
Oh no.
So we just kind of like merged 2 teams.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Made this one heaps bigger.
Yeah. Yeah. And inherited some good mechanics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And some workload.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did we talk about the marketing degree at school?
You
said you went to school.
Yeah.
You're not going to do anything with that? You seem pretty savvy with it all.
I don't know. No, like, so when I finished uni, because I never really planned to actually be a pro mountain biker. I didn't think that was like really a viable option. Yeah. So like, even when I was like traveling that first year, I was just applying for jobs and shit. But I guess it's good to have. I don't really know how it applies to, but I guess at some stage I'm going to have to get a real job, and it will be handy having a piece of paper that shows you can learn.
Well, and you're in the industry too.
Yeah.
You probably know a ton of people already.
Yeah, and I think I will always stay in the industry because it's like bikes have been part of my life from like day dot. I can't really see it finishing, and I'm still like a hell bike nerd.
Yeah,
I'm on pink bike every day. Yeah, so it'll probably come in handy at some stage. And you definitely like learn, like from doing the marketing thing, you can see how it applies to like industry and stuff. Yeah,
gives you a bit more perception.
Yeah.
Are you or Win older?
Win's older.
He's
2 years older. Yeah.
So
he's got all the hair.
He got all the hair. How did that happen? I'm glad you brought that up because I didn't know whether we should talk about that.
I don't know. No, my dad told me like since I was like 10 that I was going to go bald.
Really?
Yeah. So I was like, yeah. And then when I was about 20, it started happening. I was like, oh well, yeah, here we go.
At least I knew.
Yeah. And yeah, Win's got lots of hair. So
but you're faster than him now, so
yeah, fuck, you can't get it all.
What was it like growing up? Were you guys competitive or?
No, we're not really competitive at all.
No.
But it was like he was always into mountain biking, and I don't know, we've just always had jumps and stuff in our backyard. Yeah, but like mountain biking was Win's thing from like the get go.
Yeah. And
I used to do loads of other stuff like skateboarding and just heaps of stuff. But always rode bikes. And yeah, we had a sick childhood growing up.
Yeah.
Like where we grew up, there was just like loads of dirt jumping and stuff. It was sick. And we had a real good crew. And then me and Win both went to boarding school.
All right.
And
different boarding schools?
No, same boarding school. Yeah. At the time where Sam Blenkinsop lives. Okay. So then we got to know him.
Wanganui.
Yeah. So we had like a real good crew there. And there was actual downhill because where we grew up, you can't ride downhill.
Right.
And so it was kind of perfect going to that school meant that like opened up being able to actually like ride downhill. Yeah. And we were just riding all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was sick.
And that was your focus. You weren't like trail riding around home or anything.
No, I didn't even. I never even had a trail. My first trail bike was in 2015. Yeah. I'd never had an enduro bike until then.
Wow. Yeah. That's probably a good thing. They kind of sucked before then.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Well, that's sweet. Were you ever, like, because your bro was doing it for a while before you, hey?
Yeah.
Like overseas, I mean, travelling, racing.
Yeah, like he'd been doing it. I think he went overseas in 2008, was his first year. And he plugged away at it for a while. And yeah, he's had like so many gnarly injuries as well, but he's like always keeps coming back. So it's kind of inspiring because he like really loves mountain biking. Yeah. So and that kind of paved the way for a load of people because like he did the whole like I guess vanzacking around Europe, doing everything on a shoestring. Yeah, met a lot of people, which kind of like opens a lot of doors with like, because like when you come to a World Cup, if you come from New Zealand, you can't bring much.
No.
So like, just getting connections and meeting loads of people through my brother was like pretty helpful.
Yeah, right.
And you can pass that on to like everyone else as well.
Yeah.
So we always try and help as many people as we can because like that's what people did for us.
So do you think that's where because you and Wynn's obviously got the privateer award, but you're pretty keen on all that too. Like you're really supportive of junior riders and even the way you talk about the top 80 and giving people more opportunity to.
Yeah, well, it's because it's like you shouldn't just care about the 5% at the top.
Yeah.
Because like, what's to say that someone who qualifies 80th can't go on to be the fastest guy in the world?
Yeah.
And so it's like you should be trying to give everyone the opportunities, because like you could, because once things start clicking for someone, it can just like go up, like their results and stuff pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And you see it all the time in like World Cup where you get a guy who's just like, he'll get a top 20 and then like Trummer this year.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
He's
then,
crushing it.
yeah, and then like 2 years ago he would have been like maybe struggling to qualify.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So it's, I think, the privateer thing that Wynn's doing is real good. And, it's cool if you can like help people. So we always try and help all like the Kiwi juniors and stuff. When they need tyres or whatever, because it's like, every
It's
little
hard.
bit it helps.
Yeah. Is it Tohito?
Yeah, Tahutu.
Tahutu?
Yeah,
He came out of nowhere.
He's a mad dog.
Yeah?
Yeah, oh, he's such a cool dude. Like real humble. He comes from like interesting background, and but it's just like gets it done. It's sick. He won the race at Val de Sol, and then got third last week.
Was that VDS one the first one he'd been at?
No, he'd I think he raced in Leger.
Okay.
Yeah, he's like pretty good, eh? So it'd be cool if he can get a bit of support, and because he's the kind of guy who's like got natural talent and he's like doesn't stress out. It's not like
He seems super chill.
Yeah,
Like,
super
the
chill.
interviews are always pretty funny. How relaxed he is.
Yeah. So like Cam Cole from New Zealand, like he's like that bike that Tahutu's riding. That's Cam's bike. He just gave it to him.
No way.
Yeah. So it's like there's good stories behind him.
Right.
Yeah.
And he's going to Worlds now too, eh?
Yeah.
Sick.
Yeah. So hopefully, we've got some good juniors at the moment. There's another kid, Sam Gale. He's been like 4th in the last 3 races.
Yeah.
So like just on the cusp of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I saw his name in the sheets too. And they're riding. They got like Subway on there. Is that like a
it's like
New Zealand cycling thing?
Yeah, they have like a thing called the Performance Hub where they like they'll have like 6 juniors and they help them out and kind of like coordinate getting them to the races and stuff,
Right.
which is good. It's kind of like what the Aussies used to do.
Yeah. Have like a rider representative or something. That looks
Yeah, or
after
just
them a
like
bit.
someone kind of like pulling it all together and making it happen,
Mm-hmm.
which is good because then it means like. Otherwise, you've got like if you've got a kid who wants to go race a World Cup, then you've got like a parent needs to go and stuff,
Yeah.
and it gets pretty expensive pretty quick.
Yeah. That's what's happening with the Canadians. Like Sathu won last weekend.
Yeah,
His mum had to like jet over to meet him up or whatever, get him over there.
yeah, and that's why like I'd like to see more teams have juniors, because like if you've got a kid on your team, then maybe the parents don't have to come. Like they can trust that like they'll go be picked up at the airport, have somewhere to stay, and then fly back. And then it's like because otherwise it would cost so much flying back and forth, taking time off work and stuff. Yeah. And it's like no money for a team to really have a junior, because like you could just don't even let them keep the bike, just sell it at the end of the season. It pays for all the outgoings.
Yeah.
Yeah, because if you've already got like a house booked and all
You
the
already
others,
got riders and
yeah,
everything.
it's like nothing. So it'd be cool. Keep working on Bernie, try to get a junior.
You reckon that's gonna happen?
No, I don't know. Yeah, he's got a lot on his plate trying to keep us.
Yeah, keep you
sorted.
all together. Do you reckon that it should almost be like a mandatory thing, or
I reckon no.
maybe even for like the team point status, you have to have a junior?
Yeah. Like I reckon it would be cool if it was like mandatory to because it's just like that's the future of the sport.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like you should be promoting the next bringing it through.
What do you reckon about the women's side and teams?
Same thing as like, if you somehow like made it so it was more worthwhile for teams to have girls.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you getting more girls into it. But yeah, the women's is pretty good at the moment. Yeah. Like the racing's getting pretty.
It's insane.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
And it's like pretty enjoyable to watch. So yeah, I think it's in a good space. Yeah.
Just trying to push more, right?
Yeah, it's just trying to like. It's the whole thing of racing. It's like for a girl, it's like kind of a scary concept.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, especially like in pretty much male-dominated sport. Yeah, it's not really like a girly thing.
Yeah.
But then like you come here and there's so many girls riding.
There's heaps.
Yeah, it's sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It always blows me away in Whistler. I mean, I've lived here 16 years in the area, and there weren't that many chicks when I first lived here. And the last probably 8 years, you see it. There's so many girls.
And it's like more mainstream. Like when I was growing up, mountain biking wasn't really cool.
It was the dirtbag sport.
yeah, and now everyone like really enjoys mountain biking. It's way more accepted.
Yeah.
As like as a normal sport.
As an activity.
Yeah.
We were talking a second ago about riders making it and suddenly getting that upward trajectory. You're a prime example of that. Like you said yourself, you weren't qualifying your first year.
Yeah.
Now you're fighting for, I guess, the win in the EWS overall.
Yeah. No, it's quite bizarre sometimes when I think about it.
Yeah.
But it's like, you can't really like put your finger on it, but it's like you kind of, well, especially for enduro, like it took me a few years, but you kind of figure it out. You like know how to do it.
Yeah.
And then downhill's just like trying to, downhill's more it's all in the head.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's being like able to throw it down when it counts.
So you just feel like you're getting more confident.
Yeah, you get more confident, and then like, but yeah, it's only like it's such a fragile concept. Like the confidence, you can just get knocked back. So like 2015, I was like, got on a roll of just getting top 20s, and then
was that the year you qualified first for one as well?
What
was that?
Oh, I qualified second at Fort William one year.
Right.
Yeah, and then binned it dramatically in the first
at the top. Yeah.
Yeah, but so like I was saying, I kind of got on a roll with top 20s, and then I was like, I just want to get in the top 10 now, and then started overriding way too hard and crashing, and then it's like you're going backwards. Right. And it takes you almost a year to get back to that confidence of just being able to bang out top 20s.
Yeah.
And it's just because you change your approach a little bit by focusing on a result or not the actual riding.
Right.
Yeah. So now I'm just like, I
just chill.
Yeah.
Huh.
Because I just try not to worry about, as long as you like do your best, that's all that really matters.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the only time I'd ever be, because I don't like, even if I have a shit race, I'm like disappointed, but I'm not pissed off, because it's like, well, as long as I've tried my best, or I'd only be pissed off if I like didn't do a line, or if you
knew you could do
yeah. Then you haven't like given it 100. But if you always give it 100, then it doesn't really matter. Yeah, as long as you're having fun.
That's what I hear a lot. Hey, like if I'm having fun in my run, then I'm gonna post a good result.
Yeah,
you reckon that's the way?
Yeah, fun is fast, I reckon. Yeah.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
How was your weekend here in the EWS?
Yeah, it was good, I was like, did the top of the world on the first day, and it started raining pretty hard for like the last 6 or so guys.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
Sure. I didn't know.
So, it just like started properly raining, which made it kind of put me off my game a bit, because I was like, same thing like I was saying, I was like, it's maybe a bit too, I was like keen to do a real good stage for that one, and I was like, so I was a bit more focused on the result rather than actually doing it. So straight away I just like got a bit off and rode tight, and I knew I wasn't like riding as well as I could, and it just kind of compiles. And when you're on a long stage like that, it's like just holding the bars too tight, stuff like that. It's like it just gets worse.
Yeah.
So got like 13th, which is all good, but that's the problem when you start doing well, is your expectations go a bit higher, so you're like, I was pissed off.
Yeah.
Yeah, so then, but then came out and won the first stage on the second day.
Yeah.
Yeah, which was sick.
That
and
was
then,
gnarly.
So that like gave me a good confidence boost.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then, but it was a gnarly race. I enjoyed all the stages. There was one up Blackcomb that was just way horrible.
The grunt up the road.
Yeah, no one wants that.
That was gnarly.
Yeah, and then on the last stage I had 2 big wrecks.
Did you?
Yeah. I like crashed straight off the bat in deep. There's like that chute.
I was shooting there. I can't remember you crashing.
Down the chute, I just like washed the front and just went straight out of the tape into a tree.
Oh, frick.
I was like, yeah. And then just had another big OTB, and then had a slow leak. So I was like,
I did see that. I remember. Yeah, it's like you got hung up in some rock or something and got sent like across the
just
thing instead of into it.
Bombing out of the thing, yeah. But it was all good because I was like still on the bike. It was quick recovery.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then I had a 10-second buffer on Adrian, who was in 4th, and then managed to. He was only a second behind me in the thing, so I held on to 3rd place.
Nice.
Yeah. So I was stoked because it was like, that one like felt good because you like had to work for it. Yeah. I was like a bit on the back foot from the get go, and then climbed up a bit, so it was sweet.
How did you, like you said, it takes like 12 months to get your confidence back. How did you reset from Saturday to Sunday after having a result you weren't stoked on?
I was just like, I knew when it was raining that the conditions would suit me, because I'm like,
you like the wet?
Yeah, I don't mind it. And I'm like, generally I can stay pretty relaxed when it's sketchy. Yeah. So I was like, yeah, sweet, and then just getting a good one straight off the bat gets you straight back
up.
on. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah. No, I was just a bit pissed off after Saturday, because you come in and you're like a minute back on the leader, and you're like, well, that's the weekend done. But it wasn't, so yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty. I mean, Richie's obviously got that stage pretty dialed.
Yeah.
He's done well on it before.
Yeah. And just like, because it was a bit slick, there's like so many bits where you're skidding into corners and then pedaling out, and like Richie would just be putting power.
Mass watts.
Yeah, just like, it's those first initial pedal strokes that you just be like, yeah, he would be beasting it.
Ripping chains in there.
Yeah.
So, what's it been? Sort of a rise to where you're at now in the last 12 months. Actually, before we go into that, enduro, you used to mock the shit out of it.
Still do.
You still do?
Yeah.
But it's not the same. Like, remember those videos you used to do?
Yeah, the Spirit of Enduro.
Videos? Do you feel like, was that all just in fun and you were still enjoying it at the time even, or?
Oh, because I've always liked enduro.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was like,
Just having a poke.
But just, poking fun, taking the piss out of it, because it is kind of funny, some of the shit that goes on. Yeah.
So you don't feel bad about the fact that now you're like one of the top guys?
Nah, I don't mind it. I'll probably get around to making another Spirit of Enduro at some stage.
Sick.
Yeah, I've got a written down on my phone, big plan for one.
Really?
Yeah. When I get an idea, I just put it on my phone. So I've got all these like video ideas I want to do.
When they happen.
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff on the back burner in my life.
What's it? Sort of speaking of that, I guess it's timing. Hey, like, what's it like when you get home? Are you on the bike, or do you take a bunch of time off at the end of the season?
Yeah, it's hard to, because like if I go, normally I live in Queenstown. If I go there, it's like the riding's so good and all my friends ride, so it's like, you're trying to have some time off the bike, but you're still just like cutting park laps. So like I try and have a bit of time off, but then if I want to like avoid riding, I'll like go home to where my parents live and just surf and hang out.
Yeah. And
then I always like sort of start kind of training again December.
Right.
Yeah. And then depending on when the start of the season is, as long as I have like 3 months, you can like go from zero to hero pretty back to it.
So when does the season end? Like
the season for me ends in October. It's so long. And then and then I always go home, and I like try to like work a normal job for a little bit because it like kind of resets everything.
Makes you appreciate what you do.
Yeah. Like, so I just go like mow lawns for my mate's landscaping company for like 3 months every year.
Yeah.
And then...
so while you're training, you're working?
Yeah, well, I wasn't last year because I was, because I had my ACL done. I had to just like sit on the couch for like the whole summer basically.
Yeah.
But normally I'll just go and work up until Christmas. So...
And then it's game on.
Yeah.
Huh. Speaking of ACL, you're still wearing a brace. Why is that?
Just because like the actual like recovery on the ACL is like about a year.
Really?
So I just wear the brace just for extra precaution. Really, I'll stop wearing it after this season.
Yeah.
But it's just like, well, if I wasn't wearing it and I re-injured it, I'd be like,
you'd be choked.
What an idiot. Yeah.
Yeah.
And like I've ridden with one for so long now. Because I ruptured my ACL in 2012.
Okay.
And I didn't get it fixed till last year. So I've basically been running a brace.
Since then?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
So I'm just used to it, eh? Yeah. So it's kind of a good thing that I'd always worn it. Because then it's like, it's so normal. It's not like it was reminding me I had an injury.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it just seemed sweet.
Yeah.
And it's gone really well, so yeah. It's kind of it was my like first time like being off the bike for ages, which was I thought it was actually kind of good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe that helped you this year, you think?
Yeah, a little bit, and then like I just the rehab for ACL was just like road, and I just like road bike for ages.
Huh.
Yeah, and it was good. So then you coming in fit and strong.
Had you done similar stuff when you were not healthy, but when you were just doing your normal program previous off seasons? Would you do a bunch of road riding and stuff like that?
Not really, because I just rode road because where I live where my parents live is really good road cycling. But in Queenstown it's real dodgy with all the tourists and like the roads are real sketchy.
Rubbernecks everywhere.
Yeah, so it's like nah. But like when I train normally, I just trail ride. Yeah.
Do you reckon you might shift that up now?
Yeah.
You had a pretty good year. So.
Yeah. But no, I just like my training would be just in the off season I'll be like I go to the gym 3 times a week and then I'll ride. I try and do just heaps of climbing. So I just go out. I just do everything on meters really.
Yeah.
So yeah. So if I ride, I always try and climb like 1,500 meters.
That's solid.
And and that's it. So I try to do like 5k of climbing a week, and then I just ride downhill.
How much riding is that? Is that like every day?
I'd ride like 4 times a week.
4 days.
And as long as we have this thing called a K a day, but it's not like every day. But if you go for a ride, it's not called a ride unless you get over 1,000 meters.
Right.
So yeah, every ride I'll do will be at least a K climbing.
So when you say that you ride 4 days a week, are you saying you ride 4 days where you actually do a K a day?
Yeah, so if I ride 4 days, then I'll have to do like 1,300 a day because then I get my 5k.
Right.
Or if I ride 3 times, then I'll do like as long as you get your 5,000. Yeah. Or you could do 5 days of a K. Right. Yeah.
You don't want to ride that many days.
Nah.
Have a few more days.
Nah. So yeah, I just like on the day that I go to the gym, I'll go to the gym in the morning and then I'll just do laps in the arvo, and then the next day I'll do a big trail ride, and that's it. And yeah, I just kind of like do the same shit.
Stagger life.
So I don't really like do intervals or anything like that because I just hate it.
You gotta keep it fun.
Yeah, so the only sprinting I do is in the race. And you're just like, oh well, here we go, see how we do it.
Time to pedal.
Yeah, time to suffer. Yeah, I get more nervous about the thought of suffering, like hate.
Really?
Yeah, like before that stage on Blackcomb, I'm like nervous because I'm like have to go to this dark place that I don't want to go to. Yeah, not even about.
And it was the easiest stage of the race, technically, I guess.
Yeah, you're not even nervous about the race. You're just nervous about how it's going to hurt.
Brutal.
Yeah, it was.
If you had to focus on one, what do you reckon you would do?
Well, I'm doing better in enduro
It's not as cool.
Yeah, but it's not as cool. Yeah.
For listeners, that's Bernie outside.
I don't really want to focus on one, eh?
Yeah, you like
Nah, because you get way more respect downhill, and you get good results in enduro. So it's like, good combination of both, I reckon.
Do you reckon that's going to change, or is enduro always going to be kind of a bit nerdier?
Oh, I just think like loads of downhillers don't give enduro the credit it gets because like some of the shit we ride way gnarlier than the World Cups.
Yeah.
And
you're on a little bike.
Yeah. But you're not going as fast.
Yeah.
Whereas downhill you're like it's you're going 100 everywhere.
Yeah.
And that's why when you nail a downhill run you like really know that you've killed it because you would have done qualifying and you know how that speed felt, so you know when you're really killing it.
Yeah.
Whereas in enduro, you don't know that you are because you've got no gauge.
Right.
You haven't done like any times, or you don't know like where the splits were and stuff.
Mm-hmm. And it's one run and then race run these days, isn't it?
Yeah. So you just get to the bottom and then someone will be like, "Oh, you just get on that one." And you're like, "Oh, sweet." Yeah.
Do you reckon it's helped you downhill as far as being better with on-sighting things and stuff like that?
Yeah, I reckon they both work so well together.
Mm-hmm.
So like downhill keeps your speed, like raw speed and like being comfortable
with going that quick.
Yeah. And then the enduro, like I can learn tracks a lot quicker. I can get up to speed, which is something I wasn't as good at. But like at a World Cup, if you basically are ready to post a time after 4 runs, because that's when time training starts. So I'll do like at a normal race, I'll do 3 practice runs and 2 time training runs.
Yeah.
But you're on the clock on your 4th run.
Yeah.
So like being able to learn tracks and get up to speed quicker is like pretty beneficial.
Yeah.
Because I always used to see like Danny Hart, he always goes fast in time training,
mm-hmm.
and it always used to baffle me like how quickly he could go.
Yeah, and he's often the name that comes up for like being on the gas first run.
Yeah. And I think so. Enduro's like helped me a lot for that. It's just being on the Because when I practice an enduro stage, I'm trying to go as fast as I can.
Yeah.
Blind.
In practice, yeah, straight.
And I don't like to stop either. I like try to do a full run if I can. If there's no section that's going to catch you out. Because then you get a good gauge of how it's going to feel in the race. But yeah.
Do you GoPro and rewatch everything?
Yeah.
Yeah, you do all that?
Yeah.
Do you track walk too?
Nah, I hate the track walking.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's just, I don't really mind. But it's like so much effort. If you want
a lot of ground to cover.
Yeah, because you got to walk up and down.
Yeah.
Like you can't, so it's
you don't get dropped off at the top.
Nah, and then like I reckon like 95% of the time the line that you ride off instinct is the right line anyway.
Right.
So you just like, or sometimes I'll come through a section and I'll mess it up, so I just turn around and look at it on the GoPro. So you kind of just logging a bit of a screenshot.
Yeah. And
then I'll figure out my line off the GoPro and just write it. Yeah.
Is it? I was thinking about it this weekend because everyone had their GoPros on in practice. Is it like when you're noting something like that? How often does it actually work out in the run that you get to that spot again and you're like, oh yeah, this is where I needed to?
Pretty good, eh? Like, you get so good at, making mental notes. So like, and then when we're at the top of the hill, we'll like talk about it, like kind of relay the run that you're about to do.
Just among riders.
Yeah. We'll just be like, okay, so we go. This track will be like stump to here, and then you're like also trying to log like, I'll make little like mental signposts. So I'll be like, oh, big tree to here, to bridge, don't break. Even though you can't quite see it, you'll be like, oh, this is you'll remember that it's like a dead straight section and you can get away with no breaks.
Right.
So you're just like, making like little notes. Sometimes I'll like write them in my phone and just
easy to remember if you write it down.
But the GoPro, I'm like always watching it.
Huh.
Yeah.
So all night.
Yeah, just like we're just like in the morning and stuff. We just watched it over and over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it full trail, or is it more like you watch it to a section that you want to try and remember or something?
Just full trail, eh? That's why I like try to do a full run.
Yeah.
Because then I've only got one GoPro file. It's easier to watch.
True.
Yeah. And just watch the full run. Yeah. Like, because the sections, if there's a section that you're worried like that's tech, it's not going to be a section that you're going to like win the race, because no one's going to risk.
Yeah.
People. There's not going to be like people not like gapping rock gardens and stuff, because it's like such a long game.
Yeah.
So you're not really worried about it, like the techie sections. The most of the time to be made up is just like on the easy stuff.
Right.
Because like just average speed.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the top dudes aren't like racing down like real gnarly shit. You just get through it, and then attack where it's like safe.
It is a bit of a different sport, isn't it?
Yeah.
I feel like downhill, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like downhill there is a bit more of like, I'm going to take that chance because it might gain me 2 seconds.
Yeah. For sure. And like, you'll be able to track, like when we do a track walk, you'll come down a section and you'll be like, oh shit, I'm going to have to gap this. And you've got no choice. You know, like,
to be competitive, you just know.
Yeah. And you'll be like, oh man, really? And then, or someone will be like, oh, it could be done. And then word just will go through the pits. Oh yeah, Brooke gapped it. And then everyone's like, oh, okay, fuck, now we've got to go do it.
Or the Whopper.
Yeah.
The Whopper in, what track was that again?
That was in Andorra. Yeah, that was a pretty gnarly gap.
It was ridiculous.
Yeah, because that's one that had been talked about for a few years, but no one had actually done it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I heard Petey say something like every year for 3 years he'd turned up and been like, this year's the year it's going to get done. And it didn't get done. Yeah. Now it got done.
It's a pretty gnarly gap to be doing at the end of your run.
It didn't look like there was a lot of space for error on the landing.
No. It's always like, it's a perfect setup.
Yeah.
It's just asking to be gapped, but no one really wanted to do it.
Now next year there'll be double the riders that did it this year.
Yeah.
So you got to get on it.
Yeah.
Let's go goals. What are your goals? Like, this year's gone really well. Do you set yourself goals to maintain or improve next year? I don't really like set a target on anything, but you're putting pressure on yourself then, aren't you?
Yeah, and just like there's so many things, so many variables that can, you can't really define like a successful season just on results.
Yep.
Yeah. So there's like lots of things, but no, I don't really have any goals as such. I just kind of take it as it comes. Mm-hmm. I don't really like. Everyone's like, "Oh, you're doing mint in the overall," but like I've never really been motivated by the overall. Like I'd rather crash in 6 races and win 1 than get 10th.
Yeah.
In 6.
Yeah.
So I've always just been like, treat each race as its own one. But yeah, I just like, hopefully keep doing what I'm doing.
Yeah, you just want to keep having fun.
Yeah. The
results will come.
Because like I was saying, how like I never actually planned to be a pro mountain biker. So you feel like you're on this like crazy little ride. Yeah. And if it ended tomorrow, I've enjoyed every step of it. So, you can't like stress out about too much. It's been great fun.
Yeah, it's been a good time.
Yeah.
Well, it's been 7 years now?
Yeah. So you're pretty lucky to be able to do what we do.
It's awesome.
And at the end of that, there's just mountain biking. You're just riding your bike. Yeah, you can't get too hung up on it.
Do you reckon, like, you and Wynn pushing the junior stuff and the privateers, do you reckon in your future you might do something more with that? Like, somehow try and get involved with the juniors more? Yeah,
but, like, just I think I find it too frustrating because there's so much, it feels like you're banging your head against the wall sometimes with, like, how backwards some of the rules and stuff are and stuff like that. So I don't know if I'd want to get in, but I'd like to, like, keep helping out, like, the next generation. Yeah. But I definitely wouldn't want to get involved with, like, the UCI or anything.
No, not on that.
Nah.
May you eat your words in the future.
Yeah.
Do you have a contract for next year? What's your contract right now?
I'm coming to the end of my contract.
Yeah.
But
so this is a good year for you then.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's a good position to be in. But yeah, we're just trying to sort it out at the moment. Yeah. But I'm pretty happy where I am.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
the bike's obviously jam with you.
Yeah, we've got awesome bikes. Like, you know, every part on our bike is mint.
Mm-hmm.
You know, from the tires up. Yeah, we don't have any. You know, like some teams sometimes will sacrifice. You know, taking on a sponsor for the money.
Yeah.
And luckily we don't have any of that. We've just got all good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the bikes are mint. And just really good environment. Yeah. We're it's kind of cliche, but we are a big family.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, everyone gets on well. It's like the people who you call your workmates are actually your mates.
Yeah. Changes things.
Yeah, which is it's not like that. Yeah. So I think especially at World Cups and stuff, I think a lot of teams would be a bit envious of us because we actually hanging out and having fun.
Yeah, it looks like you're having a good time.
Yeah. And people, there's always people coming to visit our pits and stuff. It's not like you're shutting it down. Yeah, so pretty sweet setup what we've got.
You're happy where you are then?
Yeah, it's cool.
Do you reckon the bikes have had any sort of, or how much of an input have the bikes had with your success lately?
Well, for enduro, when I was riding for Bergamot, we didn't really have a good trail bike.
Yeah.
So getting on the bike, the pivots, which is an actual race bike, makes a huge amount of difference. And then didn't really have the best suspension and stuff. And so for downhill it was all good. We always had on Bergamot we had really good bikes, and we ran Dorados, but they were really good.
Mm-hmm.
But for the enduro side of it, it was not as good as what I'm on now. So it makes a lot of difference.
Was it a Bergamot? Was Matt Walker on Bergamot with you? I can't remember if you said that.
No, he was on Cube. He rode for Cube.
What was the race? What bike was he on, and what race was it? Where he posted a really good result, and it was an enduro race on his downhill bike.
Oh yeah, that was when that was the year of the Vanzacks.
Oh okay.
And he raced someone's EWS and got 24th on his downhill bike. And the first day there, I think he was 60th after the first day, and then the second day was he was just getting top 10s on his downhill bike.
So it wasn't a Bergman though.
No, he was on a pivot. He was on a pivot then.
All right. Okay, that was a little digression.
Yeah. It's all about tangents, these things.
Tangents, yeah. Tangents are good. World Cup is not really World Cup.
There's European Cup.
It's European Cup
one
plus
around
a couple.
America.
Obviously I think most riders would like to see it go more around the world, but there is always the question of expense and team expenses to do that. Do you reckon we really should do more outside of Europe with it? Should there be less races but more outside of Europe maybe to make it work?
I don't know. I mean, the logistics of traveling as a team is pretty gnarly, with bikes and luggage and everything. But it would be cool for it to get a bit more of a World Cup vibe.
Yeah.
But I mean, the expense would just be a lot. Yeah, I'd like to. It'd be cool to take it to Asia somewhere. Yeah, like Japan or something.
You've done one of the races in Asia somewhere, haven't you?
Yeah, I went to I've been to a race in Thailand. Yeah. Yeah, bit of a lads trip. Yeah, and it was great fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A good scene.
But yeah, it would be sick. Yeah, I think everyone would be stoked to go race in Asia.
Would you rather a bit more variety like that, or more races? Or are you happy with, what are we at, 8 this year plus Worlds?
Yeah.
That's a lot.
No, it's all good. Well, I'm racing all year, all season pretty much.
EWS
yeah.
too, right?
And then with Crankworks and stuff, we'll probably do 20 races.
Jesus.
Yeah.
World level races.
Yeah.
Too.
So it's quite, but I'm a lot more busier than if I was just racing downhill where it's 8.
Yeah.
But I like it like that because then the time goes really quick. You're always on the move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't seem like you like to sit still for too long.
No. No, and then when you're, if you're just set up somewhere for like 3 weeks, sometimes you can get a bit bored. Well, you're just like, oh, I'm kind of ready to move on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's cool when you're just on the trucking. Like, we've got 9 races in a row. So this weekend was the second one of 9, and then the season finishes.
Right, so you got that Canadian Open next week.
So we got Canadian Open, then you got North Star, and then World Champs, World Cup Finals, Hardline. And
You're doing Hardline?
Yeah, and then 2 more EWSs.
Ooh. How's that? It's Hardline's invite, right?
Yeah.
You got an invite for that a while ago?
Yeah, I went. I did it in 2016.
Yeah.
And then so they struggle to get all of the riders.
People are actually scared of that.
Yeah, it is gnarly, but I really enjoyed it, so I was like, I was pretty keen to go back.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just real cool because it's like it's the race is kind of just a bit of the show.
Right.
But like you're just like doing a big jam with your mates.
Yeah.
And you're all kind of like ticking off the features and shit. So it's good fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it like, are people actually as scared as they seem to be about that thing, or?
Well, look,
or is it more just because, like you said, you're having to tick things off?
I think it's definitely got a worse rep. Well, it's like a rep, than it actually is. But then, if you also think about it, like every year, you've probably 6 or 7 guys are getting taken out.
Right.
So like the consequence is pretty high.
Yeah.
But it's sick because like you never get to ride stuff like that. So like you do that road gap and you turn up there and you're like, holy shit, this is massive. But it's sick because it's like so well built and it's safe as.
Yeah.
But you're like, it's cool because you like never jump that big. So you're like, this is sick.
Do you ever? Because that's part of the Defy. Is it Defy? Is that how they say it? Bike park?
Yeah. Oh, it's pronounced Dovey.
Dovey, really?
Yeah, I think.
Welsh.
Dovey. I don't know. Yeah, it's Welsh.
Yeah.
But that's not where Hardline is.
It's actually in a different zone.
Near, pretty close to it, yeah.
Okay. Huh.
But it's a sick event.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you don't really put the result on your thing anyway, but do you think there are riders going to that being like, I want to win it?
Yeah, Bernard.
Yeah, for sure.
Bernard,
he has.
Yeah, he's won it before. He's always trying to get them to increase prize money. He's there to get paid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Funny. Oh, he'll be, I guess, keen to hope he's.
I think that's his focus. Really, is win Hardline.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
He's never not been on the podium, so.
Shit.
Yeah, pretty good at it. Because it's like, you've got all these gnarly jumps, but then the actual track that pieces it all together is really gnarly as well.
Yeah.
So like, you're riding the sketchiest downhill track, and then going in and out of doing massive jumps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thriller. So let's do 5 quick shots. I guess I've kind of already asked it, but it's an easy one. Enduro or downhill? You said you wouldn't want to pick, but
nah,
you got it with this one.
Well, it's like, I would, if I had to pick, if I had the choice, like, I'd want to be number 1 in downhill.
There you go.
Yeah, because it's like, it's just like the pure, it's like, it's real racing, you know, like you're going as fast as you possibly can.
Yeah. So
like the adrenaline rush and like, just that feeling of pushing it so hard is so sick. But then, and like if I think like, so like I won the last round at EWS, but if I won a World Cup, it would be...
You'd be frothing.
Oh yeah, I was like blown away, like frothing, but if I won a World Cup, it would be like, holy shit. Yeah.
What's the next one? You spent some time in Whistler. You spent 3 months, you said?
Yeah.
Years ago? So Whistler or Queenstown?
Queenstown.
Yeah?
Yeah.
There's no like, oh, it's New Zealand, so...
Oh, New Zealand's just mint, eh? Yeah. And Queenstown, Whistler's got dirt merchant and all that, but Queenstown's got just the variety, you know, like you can ride proper downhill tracks. You can trail ride. You've got
like it has some nice rush.
Everything, yeah. The bike park there is insane.
Huh.
So yeah, I get Queenstown. Yeah. But Whistler's, yeah, it's not far behind. Yeah.
Favourite World Cup race or event? I guess venue.
Favourite tracks probably Mont Saint Anne.
Sick.
Yeah, because it's fast and like it's just sick.
And it's coming.
Yeah, and I like Canada. Yeah. Yeah, and then favourite place. Coolest place probably we go is like Madeira.
Yeah. EWS.
For the EWS, yeah. The EWS is sick because it takes you to all these places.
Yeah.
Like Chile last year was awesome. Yeah. So, yeah, Chile's probably my favourite EWS I've done, and Madeira's the favourite place.
Okay.
Yeah.
3's fine. I know as soon as I shut this off, I'll be like, oh!
Yeah.
What about... Yeah, let's call it there. Thanks, man.
Sweet.
That's awesome.
Boom.
And with that, we come to the end of the 4th NSMB podcast. If you made it this far, thanks for listening. We hope you enjoyed it and learnt more about Ed Masters. Be sure to subscribe wherever you listen and let us know what you think. You can also check nsmb.com for regular MTB content. We'll be back in a couple of weeks with another episode for your listening pleasure. Until then, get out and ride.